What's good, Commanders fans? It's officially official. Joe Whitt Jr. has been named the defensive coordinator for the Washington Commanders. A lot of familiarity there with Dan Quinn in Dallas and Atlanta. Um, Solid hire, man. Solid hire. I mean, you saw what they did with Dallas's defense. You saw how bad Dallas's defense was before Dan Quinn came in, before Joe Whitt Jr. came in with Dan Quinn. How historically bad that Dallas defense was. You remember the Thanksgiving game against us. Antonio Gibson had 3 touchdowns in that game. We were just carving them up on that day. And just the whole season, the Cowboys defense was awful. But Joe Whitt Jr. came in and helped Dan Quinn turn that defense around. You look at how they forced turnovers. He was the defensive pass game coordinator. You saw how they forced turnovers. Trayvon Diggs. Say what you want to say about Trayvon Diggs, but he actually catches interceptions and forces turnovers. And then when Trayvon Diggs went down, DaRon Bland stepped up and kept forcing turnovers, pick sixes, set history with the pick sixes. Then got a pick six on Sam Howell, of course, on Thanksgiving. I know we all remember that, but he has a decorated resume. Coach Charles Woodson with the Packers. Was with the Packers for a while, won a Super Bowl with the Packers, then went to the Browns. Then went to Atlanta, where he had one season with Atlanta. Didn't do too well, but he did coach up A.J. Terrell, who's a darn good, solid corner for sure. But you look at some of the numbers in 2021, his first season leading the Cowboys secondary, the passing defense improved by leaps and bounds, ranking in the top 10 in opponent completions per game. Completion percentage, they were third and first in interceptions in 2021. Trayvon Diggs had 11 interceptions. So this is a good hire, man. You know, taking him away from the Cowboys with Dan Quinn. What can he do with Emmanuel Forbes? Remember Emmanuel Forbes in what was it, like rookie training camp or mini camp and stuff like that? Everybody was like, oh, he's the next Trayvon Diggs, and all these turnovers he's forcing and stuff like that. I remember that was in rookie mini camp and all the coaches were saying that. So let's see if he can get the best out of Emmanuel Forbes. Same thing with Ben St. Juste. Same thing with Quan Martin. Quan Martin had a good end to the season last couple of games. Let's see if Joe Whitt Jr. can build on that for sure. So, but he did have some up and down seasons, kind of up and down with the Falcons. Like I said, didn't have a great season there, so I have to be objective with that. They did give up a lot of passing yards. They were one of the worst defenses in the league, but I'm not going to blame that on him. In 2020, they were 32nd in passing yards, 27th in passing touchdowns given up, 29th in net yards per attempt. And then in Cleveland 2019, they were 22nd in passing yards, 25th in passing touchdowns given up, 16th in net yards per attempt. So, but like I said, he had a great tenure in Dallas, a really darn good tenure in Green Bay as well. And let's see if we can get Al Harris added to the staff as well. I think that would be a home run hire right there as well. So, like I said, I already talked about Joe Whitt Jr. A couple times. You look at the interview where they talk about him and Dan Quinn. Somebody asked him in a Dallas Cowboys interview. They were like, you know, you guys are kind of fire and ice because Dan Quinn is so fired up and turned up. You know, when they get pick sixes and turnovers and sacks, you see Dan Quinn in the booth with his hat backwards, turned up, yelling. And Joe Whitt Jr. is kind of the calm, relaxed guy. They're fire and ice, but so that kind of tell you that Dan Quinn is not going to be that stoic guy that everybody thought that, you know, thinks he's going to be Ron Rivera 2.0. Dan Quinn's not that guy. He's got that swag. You saw him come off the plane with the Jordans on, and you know, he didn't have his hat backwards, but he had all black on. So his press conference is today at 2:30. I will be watching that and reacting to that. That should be a good press conference. I'm really excited for that. But I don't want to get too caught up in press conference because we've heard really, really good press conferences before. Eric Bieniemy had a darn good press conference. Ron Rivera had a good press conference as well. We saw how their tenures ended up. But yeah, like I said, Al Harris would be a good hire. He said everywhere Dan Quinn goes, he will go. So let's see if he gets added to the staff as well. I think that would be a home run hire as well. But I just want to look at a little bit more of Joe Whitt Jr.'s bio. But yeah, this is a good hire. Taking guys from Dallas, making them weaker for sure. You can never, ever, ever really get mad at that as well. But yeah, Joe Whitt Jr., look at a little bit of his bio. Like I said, coached up Charles Woodson with the Packers, Hall of Famer Charles Woodson, where he had 9 interceptions, 4 forced fumbles, 18 pass breakups, and 3 defensive touchdowns. Woodson is one of 11 defensive backs in the 49-year history of the award to be named Defensive Player of the Year. And he was the assistant defensive backs coach in Atlanta as well. He did play football at the Citadel. He coached at the Citadel University. He was a wide receivers coach, and then Louisville, he's a quarterbacks coach in 2003. Went to Auburn as a walk-on wide receiver. Had a couple injuries, then he transitioned into a student assistant coach for his final 2 years of school and graduated in 2001 with a degree in communication. So Dan Quinn is full of staff. Basically, it's not over yet. Of course, you got to get the quarterbacks coach, D-line coach, linebackers coach, stuff like that. Offensive line coach already said that. Wide receivers coach, stuff like that. But he has the two main guys that he wanted in here, and he's already got them in here. So he's going to fill out his staff. Cliff Kingsbury, I think is a good hire. But like I say, with both these guys, I'm kind of in a wait and see approach. I don't want to be jumping the gun and getting too excited like we did last year with Bieniemy, or like we did a couple years ago with Jack Del Rio. For me, it's a wait and see approach. I'm not getting too excited, but I think these are good, solid, legit professional hires that have legitimate resumes that have shown that they have been successful for before in the college ranks and in the NFL. Cliff Kingsbury, successful, went to the playoffs with the Cardinals. Pat Mahomes, Johnny Manziel, Baker Mayfield, Case Keenum, coached those guys in college. They had decorated college careers and did some really good things in the NFL as well. And like I said, was good with the Cardinals as well. And there was an offensive analyst with USC. They air raid offense, and Cliff Kingsbury, he showed that he's willing to run the football with the Cardinals as well. They had a tough, powered running attack with James Conner and also Kyler Murray running the football as well. And he got the ball to DeAndre Hopkins, so I want him to get the ball to Terry McLaurin as much as possible. Get your talented players to football. So, and we'll see what Jonathan Allen does. Does he buy in with Joe Whitt? You know, players love Joe Whitt Jr. Nothing but good things that we're hearing from about Joe Whitt Jr. Cowboys fans were really, really disappointed and upset because they wanted Joe Whitt Jr. to stay. So you see Cowboys fans are upset that Joe Whitt Jr. is gone. You see the good job that he's done. And don't just judge him off of one game, him and Dan Quinn having that bad game against the Packers in the playoffs. Don't judge that. Judge the two regular seasons that they had where they improved that defense. So, all right, you guys let me know what you guys think. This is a good hire. I will see you guys later on today reacting to the Dan Quinn presser. Of course, we will not be able to go live, but I will be reacting to it. I should be on a Big Doug show tonight as well around 5 o'clock, 5:15. So I will be on his show tonight as well. So check me out there on Big Doug show. Big Douglas, shout out to him. All right, you guys, hello Commanders. Peace.